A Gremlins knockoff produced by Roger Corman? Don't mind if I do. Munchies is a 1987 slapstick horror comedy from director Tina Hirsch. The movie opens with Harvey Korman. This is Simon Waterman. Mr. Waterman is a scientist who travels around the world overseeing archaeological digs. He's doing these digs not looking for dinosaur bones or ancient civilizations. He's looking for proof of aliens. This time he brought along his obnoxious son, Paul. Paul is filming the entire thing to send to his girlfriend, Cindy, back home. Paul is as annoying as you'd think. Paul wants to be a stand-up comic, but his dad sets him straight.
First of all, you're not funny.
Oh, he's speaking for the audience.
Second of all, you don't know what LA's like. It's like New Jersey with earthquakes.
All right, now he's just spitting facts. One guy tells Mr. Waterman they found some hieroglyphics. They wander into a room and find the glyph of the sun god.
It's solid gold.
Wait, what? It's clearly supposed to be stone, but it's really painted styrofoam. Paul gets scared, and the duo discover an alien? Yep, an alien. So these two dopes find an actual living alien on Earth, and what do? They feed it chocolate and shove it into a duffel bag. Mr. Waterman finds some strange glowing goo, so he takes a sample.
What do you think it is?
I don't know, but it glows in the dark. It's like toxic waste.
It might be toxic waste. Make sure to touch it with your bare hands then. After the opening credits, they arrive in Dallas. Cindy's there to pick them up. Just then, the most unbelievable thing happens. Not that they found an alien. Not that they were able to get it through security with no problem. And not that this wiener is able to get a pretty girlfriend. The most unbelievable thing is that their luggage is already waiting for them as soon as they get off the plane. Cindy sees a sign that was painted about 10 minutes ago. She's speeding, so she gets pulled over by Officer Stupid. He's gonna be a recurring character, isn't he? This is Eddie. He doesn't like Paul. Did they just lightly glue a police badge onto a brown shirt? I think they did. The group then head to Melvis Land. I'd rather go to Tortelvis Land. The group make it home. Now Harvey Korman is wearing a wig for some reason. Okay, this is Simon's twin brother, Cecil. That's a very pleasant name. I'm guessing he's the evil twin because he has a mustache. Cecil's wealthy because of his wine cooler company, as well as several other companies we see in commercials throughout the film. Cindy tells Paul she's now a vegetarian. Well, time to break up. Paul decides to introduce the alien to TV. Cindy, the vegetarian, feeds the alien pork rinds. Cecil, the guy with the great name but terrible mustache, is spying on them. Paul decides to name the alien Arnold. Simon's going to a lecture and leaves Arnold with Paul. They don't seem too excited or concerned about the fact that they found an alien. Actually, Simon doesn't seem to care at all. After years of looking, I finally found an alien. So you kids keep an eye on it, I'm going out for the evening. Simon's having money issues and promised to sell his property to his brother. Although now that he has Arnold, he thinks that his money problems are going to be over. Cecil's stepson is Chad Kroger from Nickelback. He has a mission for his hippie kid, Dude. No, really. His name is Dude. Paul then introduces Arnold to pornography. Cindy makes a pass at Paul.
Are you asking me to shirk my responsibilities for some sleazy teenage sex?
Teenage sex? I thought they were at least in college. Since Paul and Cindy are making the beast with two backs, Simon and Dude sneak into the house to steal Arnold. Arnold interrupts the love fest, and why is he dressed like a Jawa? They send him away, and we get a good look at him. Puppet's really not that bad looking. Arnold, of course, has the munchies. The duo try to grab him, but fail. Then they set up a trap and catch him. These two have some weird sex. The duo take Arnold next door. Cecil then leaves Dude, his incompetent hippie stepson, alone with the alien. So he just abuses it until it gets angry. Because of this, he now evolves into Munchie. Munchie's attacking Dude, so he kills it. He shoots him, but Munchie has Wolverine healing powers. He bites him, and so Dude cuts him into pieces. But don't think that's the end of Munchie. Cecil is driving home with his wife, Melvis. Gremlins. Oh, there's the callback. Calm down, movie. I think they wanted Tracy Ullman, but couldn't get her. Looks like Munchie is turning into multiple Munchies. Well, the movie is Munchies plural, not Munchie. That's the sequel. This isn't going to end well for Dude. Hold on. Why does Arnold sound like Gizmo?
Arnold.
But then the Munchies sound like Dr. Claw. They can replicate their clothes, too? He's singing the Grateful Dead. Quick, kill him! Munchies turn up the volume, and Dude seems to forget that headphones are removable. Cindy and Paul are scouring the house looking for Arnold. They hear gunshots and run towards them. Well, that proves they're not from Philly. They see multiple Munchies shooting the shotgun. Cindy tries to distract them with a striptease. All right, hold on a minute. What's this rated? PG. God damn it. Most we're going to get is a bra. Paul captures them, but then walks away. Pretty sure they can just push that thing over or shoot it off. That also works. Paul tries to reason with them, but they shoot the caddy and steal Dude's car. So Cindy gives chase. Naturally, the Munchies get stoned. Oh no, now they're really going to get the Munchies. Even though there's two cars speeding, Eddie pulls over Paul. Paul manages to convince him that they're with the CIA, and they're chasing terrorists in the other car. He's not going to believe that, yes he is. The Munchies are causing all kinds of ruckus. That is until they piss off the wrong granny. She's chucking cherry bombs at them. Eddie goes to guard Melvis Land. Cecil then has a very hot take.
Well, honey, I just happen to know that toxic waste is America's greatest natural resource, and it's completely untapped.
Looks like his snacks are made out of toxic waste. Well, it's not too far off from maltodextrin. They get home to find the house in shambles and Dude dead. Bummer. The Munchies take on the Hell Satans, Melvis Land chapter. They then run them off the road. Shake harder, boy! Cecil tells Eddie to investigate Dude's murder. The Munchies find some girls swimming. They jump in the water and steal their bathing suits. Maybe they should call them the Hornies. The girls get away and Paul beats them up. The Munchies escape into the sewer and manage to find an ice cream shop. The little kid sees them and... oh, they're doing the E.T. poster. Robert Picardo's in this. The Munchies attack and the family hides in the freezer. Paul finds the Munchies, but they escape. They then take the family to the hospital. Paul is reading up on aliens, and it turns out that the Munchies aren't aliens. They're something created by the mystics of Peru and planted to guard their temples. The Munchies head to the mini golf course for shenanigans and hijinks. You know, this movie is kinda silly. Cecil and Melvis are fooling around when the riot cops arrive. As plot convenience would have it, the Munchies are at the golf course the day when they're opening to the public for the first time. So they're there for the ribbon cutting ceremony. Lots of people coming to the opening of a mini golf course. The Munchies are very interested in pantsuit. Why is the family still wearing ice cream cones on their heads? The father gets attacked by the Munchies again, and the rest of them are biting everyone. Paul tries to tell them that the Munchies have regenerative abilities, but they aren't buying it. Cecil cuts them up with hedge clippers, and that just makes more of them. Great. Instead of doing something like capturing them all while they're multiplying, they stand there and do nothing. And then they all escape into the sewer. Cindy tries to get Eddie to do what they want. Sexy coercion. The Munchies then find the video store. Eddie somehow knows that that's where they went, so they go there. One of them jumps into the TV and gets electrocuted. So now they know that electricity can kill them. They head into the sub-basement, and why is the video store connected to an underground cave system? Over at Cecil Burger, the night crew is, a little short-staffed. The crew escape while the Munchies kill the manager. Eddie knocks himself out. The Munchies attack Cindy, and it's Paul to the rescue! Eventually, Cecil and company take the elevator, and the Munchies cut the power. Wait, no they don't! This guy cuts the power to a light switch. The Munchies are still going after Cindy. The Munchies find a factory, where they cut themselves up to multiply. Paul then gets some wire to try to electrocute them. He zaps some of them, but there's still more. Okay, there's one more, which he chucks into the wires. Is that it? Eddie shows up and finds Cecil and company. Paul tells them that he discovered the toxic waste because it's all labeled toxic waste. Cecil tries to bribe him, so he knocks him out. The cop then arrests them. Eddie gives them a lift home. They bring the last Munchie to Dr. Crowder. He offers them $25,000 for it. Simon has a new book idea based on everything that happened.
I've got my new bestseller, Machu Picchu, Toxic Waste Dump of the Gods.
He then tells Paul he doesn't have to go to college and he can go to LA to be a stand-up comedian. Crowder then drives off and Lightning somehow resurrects the last Munchie. The Munchies was a later entry in the line of Gremlins ripoffs. By 1987, we already had 2 Ghoulies. But after this, there were 2 more Ghoulies, Hobgoblins, Elves, Troll 2, Goobers, and others. Now, don't go saying that I missed Critters. That's a popular misconception. Critters was in production before Gremlins, but due to some issues, it wasn't released until afterwards. Speaking of Critters, Nadine Vandervelde starred in Critters right before this. The movie has some interesting ties to Gremlins. Munchies was directed by Tina Hirsch, who was the editor of Gremlins. She was also the editor of Dante's next film, Explorers. The car the Munchies steal is a gremlin. The license plate is Oh Gizmo, as well as other little nods to the film. Hirsch went to the Roger Corman Film School and edited 3 films for him. She wanted to direct, and Corman wanted a Gremlins ripoff. Since she edited Gremlins, and he knew that she was a competent editor, he hired her to direct the picture. Robert Picardo plays Bob, and would go on to play Forster in Gremlins 2. Paul Bartel had the small role towards the end as Dr. Crowder. The movie was shot in about 12 days, with 3 additional ones to shoot the puppets. Frank Welker and Fred Newman did the voices for all the Munchies. Munchies is one of the most blatant of the Gremlins ripoffs. It's also one of the most entertaining. The puppet creatures look good, and I was surprised they weren't from John Carl Buechler. The movie borrows a lot of themes from Gremlins, but they do them in a way that it's more ripoff territory and not plagiarism. Okay, mostly not. All right, maybe a little.
What's so funny? Yeah, come on, waste it, man. Blow him away. Come on.